Alright, this is DonnieRockett. This is my third visit to the GoPro Motorplex in Mooresville, North Carolina. I took 2 days. I did 3 races on a Friday, did 3 races on a Saturday. Last time I'd been out to this facility was the fall of 2016. Back then they had Praga karts. I forget which model, but Praga was the manufacturer. Now they are CRG karts. Again, I didn't take great notes or photographs of which exact model these CRG karts are, but when it comes down to it, they're slightly slower than the Praga karts, but still quite a lot of fun to drive, and you can't really tell that you're going any slower while you're out on the track in them. So this is my third visit out here. I come to this area for business. If you are a traveler and you like the go-karting, you have to make sure you hit this facility. It is my favorite go-kart track that I've visited, in the United States or Canada. I think I'm up to about maybe 30 or 35 different go-kart tracks. At this facility, all the karts are very close in performance. As you can see, nobody's really pulling away from anybody once you get to the straightaways. Once you're up to top speed, you're going as fast as the guy in front of you, unless you can kind of tuck up on him and get a little drafting action. And speaking of drafting, that is what I was trying to do with the guy in front of me. We had a little discussion before the race started. We probably should have discussed a little bit more on how we really thought about doing this, but the plan was to try to draft a few laps and see if that would knock a second or two off of our time. But we didn't really coordinate when we would try to get together, and probably the best place to do that would have been coming onto the main straightaway where the finish line is, and we never really worked that out. He probably needed to back off a little bit coming up into this last corner. This next corner right here, turn 11, if he'd have backed off a little bit so I could close up, we could have got a freight train going down through here, but we just didn't coordinate it. I think on Friday my fastest lap time was like a 64.6. I'd previously been running, in the Praga karts. I got down, I think I got down in the 62.9 was like my fastest lap time. This was a 20-person heat right here, which gives you plenty of opportunity to have fun passing folks. You might be able to draft somebody here or there. You may not get your fastest time on these bigger races because there's just a lot of traffic. You're going to either have to probably adjust your line or slow down or something to deal with the traffic that's going to knock your time down, a couple tenths. Once we hit that traffic back there, this cat gapped me, and I was not able to catch back up to him, at least for, drafting purposes. And I think he finished the race one position ahead of me, beat me by about, 0.2 seconds on lap times. Again, this track is quite a lot of fun. Decent amount of turns. You can finesse the car around some of these turns and knock some time off. There's enough turns that it takes you a little while to kind of remember all of them, or at least remember what you kind of need to do with each of them. But after 1 or 2 races, it'll start to set in pretty good. And again, it always helps to get behind somebody who looks like they know what they're doing or has been there before. While you're waiting to go out for your race, if you take a look at they usually have a computer screen up there with like who's going to be in the next heat. If you see any guys with an L or an H behind their name, they've been here before. They're in the league, so you can find out what kart they're in, and you can somehow get yourself around them, and you're a newbie. They should be able to show you the way. I totally jacked up that turn 11, and this fella got around me. I think he'd been here a few times before. He had pretty decent lap times. You know, it never seemed to me that the way he took that last turn wide and went through the rumble strips, that never seemed to work out well for me, time-wise, that I could tell. As you can see, you know, plenty of good traffic, lots of fun. There's somebody up there kind of slowing those two faster guys down, so eventually I do catch up with the two of them once they start hitting some traffic. Although, you know, that time it did seem like I didn't really slow down. I kept my speed up well by driving over the rumble strips. You know, like I see, they're kind of right in front of me now, and we're hitting traffic, so I'm all excited that I'm gonna get to put the move on them up here, if I can, you know, if I don't screw up myself. If you're watching this video and you're a veteran or an active duty military personnel, they will cut you quite a break on the price for the races. I think just a single race for just the regular schmo is $25, but if you're a veteran or active military, it's $15, which these are 10-minute races, so you're out there for a little while. They don't skimp on the races. I've been to some tracks where you're like, really, that was it? You know, it's over just like that. But these are good, solid 10-minute races. And, you know, I did 3 of them for $45. I thought it came out pretty well with that deal. So like I said, I did 3 races on a Friday. This is a Friday race. I'm not going to put them all up on here. And then I did some races on Saturday. Races on Saturday were pretty fun. I did 3 races. There were very few people in them that had a lot of experience on the track, so it was a day of domination for me. I think I got first place, and a second place. And that's, you know, 20 people per heat. So I racked up a lot of the RPM points. That was my wife checking on me, if you heard that creaky door. I would also suggest wearing gloves at this track. Although it's not one of the worst ones on your arms, you're not constantly jerking and pulling on the steering wheel. You've got some straightaways where you can kind of rest your hands a little bit. Alright, this is a Saturday race. I am smack in the middle of a 20-person heat with, I'd say, about 8 of these guys are all from a Bachelor Party. I ended up talking to them. They're pretty cool. One of their dudes had a GoPro helmet himself, so kind of hoping that maybe he posts something up online. This fella up here in the red's about to get a little squirrely. I think that's Gallo, but I'm not 100% sure. He got squirrely, then I got squirrely, then a whole bunch of people got squirrely, so we were all doing a little tour of the grass over there. Kind of nice. GoPro, the GoPro Motorplex will email you your results. So that number 4 guy, that's Luis Pedraza. But he wasn't the guy that spun out. I think that was number 22. I think that was Gallo. So much of the same. I probably wouldn't have put this big of a video together, but I know some of these guys from the Bachelor Party wanted to see if they could witness themselves out here on the go-kart track. Reminisce about the fun night they had, sending their buddy off into matrimony. It was a little hotter than the Friday when I was here, so it seemed to me like I had the line down a little better, but my lap times did not. They weren't quite as low. Track was getting a little bit slick. I was sliding around a little bit more. So that's number 5. Let's see what number 5 is at. That's Alejo Maro, I think. Came in 5th place. Yeah, snuck around him on the outside. He was a little bit confused there for a second, but he gave me some room. Dave S.I., he was one of the Bachelor Party members. I think he was the head honcho of the group. He had some GoPro going on himself, and he ended up doing pretty well towards the end once he got used to the track. Oh, that looked like that was Gallo again. I will be putting together a video for the Atlanta Motorsports Park, I believe is the full official name. Directly after this trip, I had a trip to Atlanta, so I was able to bust on up to go to Atlanta Motorsports Park and hit their go-kart track. It's pretty decent, but it does not bump the GoPro Motorplex out of the first place slot for me as far as best go-kart track to hit. Alright, I got a group of about, I don't know, 5, 6 cars. Oh, let's see who we got right here. Who spun out? Oh, I couldn't see the number. Talk to this guy a little bit. Number 7. That's MD, the Doc. 17, if she does ever happen to watch this, goes by the racer name of Big Nan. I think the race is winding down. Everybody's getting desperate to pass somebody. Coming up on another victim. Dude, passed that one so fast I wasn't even able to see the number. Couple of tips, I guess, if you're watching this. You know, when you're coming down here, stay as far right as you can. Brake right around there. Try to stay tight down there. You swing out on those rumble strips, it does kind of slow you down. Right here, you just kind of have to ease off the throttle around this so you don't slide too much. Just kind of keep a nice little arc all the way around there. I personally like to zoom down in there and cut off a little distance and then hit that like that. All right, number 16. Where are you, 16? There's a 6, isn't it? Well, that's M-Power. He must be a BMW driver in his regular life. But to move on to 13, we've got Andre Hernandez. He just got schooled, poor guy. M-Power put the hammer down on him. I think we're actually on the cool-down lap, but, you know, they don't give a shit. You can wail around here if you want to. Number 6. Espinal 07. Yeah, those people were adhering to the yellow flag that was waving around. I was not. They don't really care, though, as long as you don't smash into anybody. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. If you like the videos, like everybody asks, just hit that subscribe button. Pulling into the pits. Have a good one.